Hi, I am Shelly Fuquay. I am the instructor for Culinary 100 here in the spring semester through the BCTC, and I'm going to give you a really quick little course overview. To introduce myself, I've been teaching culinary for 16 years. This is my third time doing the class there with the BCTC. I really love my content area. I have worked in the culinary industry, both front and back of the house. I have a pretty good amount of experience, and I really love what I do. I have some students that have moved on to culinary school and become nice chefs. I have some students that work in the industry that didn't even think they wanted to. And then I have students that definitely come back to me and tell me how much my content has enriched their lives in the food that they make and present to their families. So I do all levels of the culinary, and I love it. I'm a big nerd for it, and you'll see that as the course goes. So I'm going to give you a really quick little overview here. I will say, so Blackboard is all new and it looks completely different than it did at this time last year. For those of you that have been in the system, you know what I'm talking about. And for those of you that are new, it's new to you in general. But there's been a little bit of a learning curve for me, and I just want to say I hope that everything is linked. I'm going to be very actively watching my emails. If there is any link or anything that you are finding trouble with, please just let me know. So I have this set to student view. This is what you'll see when you open it up. There is a quick introduction to Blackboard video that shows you kind of how to navigate it. But essentially, content is your homepage, and that is where you're pretty much going to find everything. You can look at your grades in your grade book and your messages, the calendar, discussions. We will only do one discussion, and it's there in the content as well. So there is a Start Here module. As an instructor, they had a mandatory Start Here module that I uploaded, and I put everything in there. I think I put everything in there that I was supposed to. Honestly, I found it to be very redundant. And if you just look at the syllabus, all of that information is in the syllabus. If it's easier for you to see it broken down by like grading policy and materials and all that, then awesome, use the Start Here module. But honestly, for the most part, I found it to just look at the syllabus. The syllabus really has everything that you need. So the calendar and the syllabus are both linked here. If you look at the calendar, the way that I have it broken down, click on it. So the calendar is really specific. So you have week 1 all the way up to the end. These are the topics or units, topics within the units that you need to be working on. There will be a weekly announcement that will also give you a reminder, and it outlines any assignment and when that specific due date is and what the assignment point value is. So there are 4 major units within this course, and there are 4 bigger assessments. They are all valued at 200 points. And then you have 3 minor assessments or grades. So the discussion is due in the first week. If you don't complete the discussion, then you are dropped from the class. You are deemed a no-show. So it's really important to make sure you get that. There is no right or wrong answer. You have 4 parts. You answer it about yourself. Just answer all of the parts and you get all of the points. It's super easy. As far as the other 4, you'll find that they vary. So the first one is a small writing prompt. It is not difficult or long. You shouldn't have any trouble doing that and completing that. And then you have an exam. So there's some multiple choice and some fill in the blank. And then there's 1 or 2 essay questions. You do have a mise en place essay, which is a single question that has multiple parts that you will answer. There is a small quiz, which is a matching quiz. The Unit 3 assessment over knife skills is a demonstration assessment. I will provide some more information about that later on in the course, but that one is maybe one of the biggest that you'll do, but it's not difficult or hard. It takes you about 10 or 15 minutes, maybe a few more minutes to actually get it set up. And then you'll have another standard exam. So, of those four big major grades, for students that do a good job throughout the semester and they get all their points, which is not difficult to do, then they are actually exempt from the final exam during finals week. So, if you have shown me through the coursework that you have mastered the content, then you don't need to do it again. If you have a poor grade or a missing grade or something that you didn't do or didn't do very well, then you may opt to take the final exam and plug that score. Hopefully, it's a better score in for whatever you got earlier in the year. So, all the way up to finals week, maybe if, say, you just didn't do the writing prompt, or you did it and you didn't do it to accuracy, then say you got a really bad grade on that, you would carry that grade all the way up to finals week, and then you could take the final, and whatever score you got out of 200 on the final would substitute in for the poor grade that you got. So it rewards students that do really well throughout the semester by having them exempt during that last week. But it also gives some students maybe who procrastinated or missed a due date or just performed poorly, the opportunity to plug that score on in. So just a heads up on that and how that works. So that's kind of cool. You don't really need a lot for the class. Pretty much everything that you need is here. And you'll find it in the content. So when you get down to the content, you'll find your assessments, you'll find all of your learning resources. There is a link to the textbook. You can use the textbook. I also put presentations that I use in my videos linked if you want to read them on your own. And so as you scroll down through here, you'll see right now you can only see Unit 1, which is professionalism, which is Chapter 1. So one of the things that I don't like about the new Blackboard is how it organizes the modules or the content. So I am learning and kind of figuring it out. I was able to color code things and have folders, and it was a little bit, I thought, a little easier to navigate, a little bit more direct. I actually decided not to put your lesson stuff in the folders. There's one big folder for the module or for the unit, and then the folder I just kind of have as a divider. So you can see here's lesson 1. And instead of putting lesson 1 resources in a folder, I left them out. So that way, when you click on the module, you can just see everything within the feed that you need to complete. Nothing's very long. So I will say these videos are probably some of the longest of the whole unit. All of your videos, I keep them under 10 minutes. You won't have hours of videos to watch. And if you're good, because they're all in YouTube. So if you're a really good listener, then you can even put it in like fast speed a little bit, particularly for some of the history ones. It's good information to have, and you'll need it for the assessment, but you don't necessarily maybe have to memorize anything. It's not difficult content. For the modern trends, same thing. You have a short video, and then there's just a couple of article links for you to kind of peruse through so that you get kind of an overview or an idea. For the culinary expectations, same thing. You can see here, everything is pretty clear. Again, I just use the folders almost like as a divider. Like here's the module, there are 3 lessons, here's the things that go along with that topic. So I divided it up into topics. And I think that's how the rest of the modules are too. So you have a big module. This is the big chapter. This is what the unit is. There's individual topics within there. If it's easier for you as a student, if I put the resources in a folder, I just feel like you have to click on a folder and click out of a folder and click in a folder and click out of a folder. And so if everything just drops and there it is, then I thought maybe it might be a little bit easier for you to navigate or go through. I don't know if you can check off things you've done. I'm trying. I'm really trying to like the new Blackboard. I'm sure I'm going to find something about it that's going to be like, oh, yay, this is awesome. But so far, I've not. So far, I just have been cussing it. So let's hopefully, fingers crossed, it gets easier, it gets better. As soon as I figure it out, I'm sure they're going to change it again and make it new, and then we all have to relearn that. So at the bottom of the unit will be your assessment. So your assessment is always going to be within the module, except for the discussion one. And then in the bottom here, you'll see this is the presentation used in the videos. So this is a study or resource. You'll also sometimes you'll see something so if you see nerd stuff, I have titled stuff nerd stuff. I'm a nerd and I love it. I like to sometimes go above and beyond for particular topics. I am not assessing you on Kitchen Brigade, which is part of chapter one. But if you would like some further information than the book gives, then I have put some resources up. In the future modules, I think I might have a specific folder that's the nerd stuff folder. So that way, for those of you that are interested in moving above or moving beyond, um, then maybe you can find those resources just kind of organized and it's not there with your must do content. So I kind of break it, like I kind of break my assignments and stuff, my lessons down into like must do. Everybody has to do this. This is the basic foundation of knowledge. And then for students that move ahead faster or ready to move on, there are some should do or like some things that you could do kind of things. Think like appetizers, entrees, and desserts. You know, everybody gets an appetizer, but only some people get to dessert. So think about that folder kind of like that. I don't have then there's the link to your textbook, and I hope that that works. If it does not, when you click on it, please let me know. It would take me just about a day to get a hold of the Pearson people to get the instructions on whether or not I did that correctly. You will be able to see your future modules very soon. I am hopefully going to get a little feedback from some of you. Feel free to shoot me an email and say, hey, my other teacher puts everything in a folder and I like that better, or no, this is great, keep it this way. And then I'll go ahead and release the future modules. I would like to have everything open, even though there are closing dates and there are closing due dates. I would like to go ahead and just open the entire course up so that way if a student would like to go ahead and complete it, go ahead and knock it out, get it done before spring break, and then you're just done with it. Then I don't see why not. So if you are successful like that, I definitely have some kids that I know would move ahead and like that opportunity. After spring break, there's a lot that happens and a lot of your classes and a lot of projects. So if you could just go ahead and finish my class up, then why not? If it worked out for you. So I think this is the first time I've ever done that. I'm going to try it. So modules 2, 3, and 4 are probably going to open within the next couple of weeks once I get those tweaked out a little bit and fixed. So hopefully this is all very easy for you to navigate. It's not difficult. The class isn't difficult. I hope that you have some fun with it. The students in the past have given me some feedback that they've really enjoyed what they've learned. This is a basic level foundational class. I definitely have some resources to go above and beyond if you're interested, and perhaps maybe they'll think about adding some advanced classes in if you really want to move on. But for now, stick with Unit 1. It should be pretty easy to go through. Please let me know as soon as you can if you have any problems with anything, and I will be hopefully easily available. So have a fantastic week, and look forward to the semester.